time. Hop. Feet down. Hop. Ready? Yeah.
Lead me to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Feet down. Hop.
Before I continue, I would like to recognize some of our dignitaries that are here today, and some that could not be here today. Councilman Lewis Malloy had a previous engagement, could not be here, and Councilman Paul briefly as well. With us is Councilman Michael DePiro, Councilwoman Loretta Damiani, Councilman Robert Beluso. We have our Morris County Sheriff, Ed Rochford, Morris County Freeholder, Tom Mastrangelo. Representing Dr. Seitz from the school board is Joni Benos, and school board member Joe Sestero. And also we have with us our Parsippany-Troy Director Jimmy Walsh, and former Judge Jannarone. And also with us in recreation is Joseph Plesher. We have a lot of Joes in town, so. Today is a great day for Parsippany, and we are honored to host this ceremony in recognition of Arbor Day. Parsippany has the distinct pleasure of being one of 2 towns in the state of New Jersey that has been designated Tree City USA for 40 years, and one of only 16 in the nation. Just one more element of pride in Parsippany. I am delighted to be with all of you to welcome you in spring and share with you Parsippany's celebration of Arbor Day. It is an important event here in Parsippany as we remind our community and neighboring towns about the importance of tree planting, not only for the environment, but also for our health and well-being, while also urging us to plant trees not only in our homes, but places of worship, schools, government buildings, and everywhere possible. Today's celebration is packed full of speakers, entertainment, exciting announcements, and awards, and I'm eager to welcome all of our dignitaries and proceed with this program. And I'm especially proud to have with us Joseph Jannarone Sr., who was our first township forester and the man responsible for bringing Tree City USA to Parsippany. We also with us, we have the Parsippany High School Marching Band, Parsippany High School Cheerleading, Parsippany Police Honor Guard, the Parsippany Hills High School Choir, and the 3rd graders of Eastlake, Intervale, and Littleton, like Parsippany and Mount Tabor. We're all here to celebrate trees play, We're all aware that trees play a vital role in the health and well-being of our communities. Planting new trees and caring for the ones we have is paramount in maintaining a natural beauty of our towns. Our vision is to ensure that through such Arbor Day events, we create greener Parsippany for our future and for preserving our environment. We leave behind a legacy of for our children and we'll cherish years to come. Not only do we have that legacy, but we also, as a country, the United States, but I would like to now proceed with the Star-Spangled Banner.
And bright stars through the perilous
like to read. I'd like to call the council members up with me. I always feel it's important to read proclamations because they have such a meaning. And being 40 years in a row, Arbor, Tree City, USA, I was at that time 15 years old, so, and here in Parsippany. But the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills proclamation, whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for planting of trees. And whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide a habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products, and whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees are a source of joy and inspirational renewal, and whereas Parsippany-Troy Hills has been recognized as Tree City, USA for 40 years by the National Arbor Day Foundation and desires to continue its tree planting ways. Now therefore, I, James R. Barbera, the Mayor of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills, to proclaim April 29, 2016 as Arbor Day and urge all citizens to support efforts to care for our trees and woodlands and to support our city's community forestry program. Urge all citizens to plant trees for the benefit of our environment and to promote the well-being of present and future generations. Stated this day of April 29th. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Parsippany Hills High School Choir, Kate Luca. And they will be doing Colors of the Wind.
Spirit has a name. Think the
I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Bornasian.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to start by reading a proclamation from our governor. Whereas in 1949, the legislature set aside the last Friday of April as Arbor Day to promote the planting of trees and to encourage protection of our forests from fires and pests that destroy the beauty and usefulness of our woodlands. And whereas trees play an important role in the ecosystem in which we live by reducing the erosion of our precious topsoil caused by wind and water, cleaning the air we breathe and the water we drink, producing oxygen, providing a habitat for birds and wildlife, reducing heating and cooling costs by moderating temperatures and making our communities more livable. And whereas trees are a renewable resource providing us paper for fine literature, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas tree planting in yards and farms, schoolyards and parks, and along streets and highways provide a living legacy for the generations that follow. And whereas urban and community forestry is an essential component of a healthy future for New Jersey. And whereas New Jersey is celebrating the 67th anniversary of Arbor Day. And whereas the municipalities throughout New Jersey are planting trees for Arbor Day this year. Now therefore I, Chris Christie, Governor of the State of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim April 29, 2016 as Arbor Day in New Jersey and urge all citizens to support efforts to treasure our trees and to preserve this day by planting one or more trees. Given under his hand the Great Seal of the State of New Jersey, this day, he signed it the 14th day of April in the year 2016. The 2016 year of our independence in the United States, signed by both Lieutenant Governor and Governor Christie. So on behalf of the Department of Environmental Protection, I'd like to welcome you to this Arbor Day celebration 2016 and congratulate Parsippany-Troy Hills on being the first, on being the Tree City USA for 40 years, one of 2 communities. Just a huge accomplishment. Today we celebrate all the state's tree cities, more than 180 communities that have approved community forestry management plans under the State Forest Services Community Forestry Program. The Community Forestry Program cannot carry out this work alone. We always need partners, and they're so valuable to the state. We have the New Jersey Community Forestry Council, New Jersey Tree Foundation, New Jersey Shade Tree Foundation, or Federation, I'm sorry, and the Rutgers Urban Forestry Program. We enjoy strong support from industry professional organizations throughout the state, including the Society of American Foresters, the International Society of Arboriculture, the Committee for the Advancement of Arboriculture, and the Society of Certified Tree Experts. These ensure that the most comprehensive and up-to-date resources and training are available, the best management practices are available in our state. So today, I'll keep it short. I congratulate Parsippany for 40 years in the Tree Cities USA program, and have a great, happy Arbor Day. Thank you.
Now, I'd like to introduce a gentleman that I've known for many years. Consider him a very dear friend. And we all love him in Parsippany because most of these fields that we get to play on and we get to enjoy have started under his watch when he was a former forester. Forrester, and my dear friend, we all love him here in Parsippany, Joe Jannarone Sr.
Wow, 40 years. It's hard for me to comprehend, but it's true. First of all, I want to say thank you for the Beach City USA program. When they started 40 years ago, we had a program on Town Hall in the lawn, opposite 202, and the mayor was Jack Fahey. That was 1976. So when the program started, I said, well, hopefully this will create more of awareness to what Arbor Day is all about. And it really has. And my counterpart is here from Paramus, Bill Gomery. He also shares with me in Parsippany for 40 years. I also want to thank Jim Walsh, because I've been retired now 13 years, and he's continued with the Tree City USA and the Arbor Day program in Parsippany. So he's done a fine job. He's also in charge of the parks. This is one of the parks. I mean, look how pretty this park was today. Jimmy did a fine job, and his staff did a fine job. So, thank you. As the mayor indicated, Arbor Day started in 1872. And it was a much needed program then because in Nebraska there weren't any trees. But Arbor Day started in Parsippany in 1972. So we're 44 years. I don't want to take anything away from Beach City USA, but Parsippany maybe is ahead of its times a little bit, so we started early. And when we started, I didn't think it was just simple enough to plant a tree, because my association with Arbor Day started much before I started in Parsippany. It was with the New Jersey Arborists Association, which I was a member. And on Arbor Day, we used to pick out a site throughout the entire state and plant a tree in memory of a person or a historical site. And then I remember one of the members used to bring little seedlings to give away to all the participants that came to the Arbor Day program. And I often said, it's nice to have the seedlings, but, you know, only to give away to the participants to come to the program, I don't think, it didn't cut it with me. If you really think about Arbor Day is not about the present, it's about the future. If we plant a little tree, we can only hope that we'll be able to see it grow to flourish and maybe mature tree. But trees grow very slow. So in effect, when we plant a tree, it's for future generations to enjoy. So in trying to build on that, I said we have to get the children involved, because they are our future too. So in deciding what to do, we determined that probably the third grade age of a student is probably the proper time in their life to introduce them to, hopefully, trees. So what we did in 1972, and which we've done ever since, is distribute trees to third grade students. And this is basically what it would look like. But believe me when I tell you, we don't buy them this way. No, when we buy the seedlings, they are little seedlings packed in bundles of 100, and then a bundle to 500. Well, when we started, we had in third grade almost 1,000 children. The school's enrollment's a little bit down now, so we ended up starting with 2,000 trees. They were just seedlings, bare root, nothing on them. So the first year we put half a sheet of newspaper, tied it with elastic band, and made it moist. We kept the roots alive for a couple of days, but that didn't really work. So we ended up with a plastic bag concept with the pig moss, and we've been doing that ever since. And we've got it perfected pretty well now because we've been doing it for 44 years. It's apropos today that third grade students are here, but this only represents 4 schools in our town. I think we've got 9 schools for third grades. This is only 4. Now, these trees, as you see, were wrapped like this Wednesday of this week, 2 days ago, in the Park and Forestry office, in the maintenance building. This year we did 3,000 trees. But this is all done with volunteers. We don't do it with town employees. We get the scouts involved. We had 3 troops this year, Jimmy said. Let me read the troop numbers so that I want to give them recognition. Troop number 72, troop number 177, and troop number 215. Now, they started at 6 o'clock. We have it kind of packed. I mean, we can run a cat in this one. But we were all set for them to come, and we were there 2 hours, and they wrapped 3,000 of these trees. And by 11 o'clock today, every third grade student in Parsippany got delivered to their individual school the trees that represent every third grade student. And what we do is we put them in boxes, we put large vanilla envelopes, we put this sheet of paper in it, which is quite long, but it's the instructions of what to do with the tree when the children get it. And they take it, that's birds they take home. Let me deviate a little bit about a story that actually happened. I can tell you 2 instances, this actually happened. Well, it's been a while. About 25 years ago, I was at a township function, a park dedication or something. I know I say the story many times, if people have heard it, I'm sorry, but it's worth repeating. And after the festivities was over, this gentleman came up to me, he says, "Are you Joe Jannarone?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Are you the guy who gives out the trees to the kids in school? You gave my daughter a tree?" I said, "Well, I gave your daughter a tree, she hadn't been in 3rd grade." He said, "Yeah, she was probably." He said to me, "You cost me a lot of money." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, we got the tree, we took it home, and we followed the instructions, we did everything right, planted the tree, and it grew great, about 6 or 7 foot tall. All of a sudden, it was time for us to move, because the house was too small. He said, "We bought a bigger house in Parsippany." My daughter wouldn't go. He said, "That's my tree, I'm not leaving my tree." He said, "I had to hire a nurseryman to come in, take the tree out, big fall, and take it to my new house." I heard the story, believe me, twice. I mean, I don't know how many other times this happened, but that's what happens when you expose the 3rd grade students to something like this. It's very meaningful. And the trees do grow. The original trees are over 60 foot tall today. And the original recipients of it, 1972, are over 50 years old. I mean, if you were in school in 3rd grade, anybody here, you got to remember, I hope your tree's still alive. But I did this simple math. We've given out 2,000 trees, some years more, for 44 years. Do the math. That's almost 90,000 trees. 90,000. You can calculate in your own mind how many you think survive. If I use a very conservative number as 50%, that means 45,000 of these trees are growing into Parsippany today. So Arbor Day in Parsippany. Thank you.
I'd like to bring up Freeholder Thomas Mastrangelo, who would like to read a proclamation.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time to come out to celebrate this very special day, 40 consecutive years in Parsippany being selected as the town to celebrate Arbor Day here. And as you heard some of the speakers say, the importance of what trees do for our community from a quality of life standpoint, where we live, work, and raise our families, from people who visit Parsippany and throughout Morris County, and how it adds to the beauty of this county and how it adds to the beauty of Parsippany, making this town and making Morris County one of the best places to live and enjoy and do our recreation and as I said, the economic growth. And if you look at the turnout here today, we've got our high school band, we've got the cheerleaders, we have our beautiful choir who sang so beautifully. We have our kids from our schools and all the citizens. It's a testament of the pride that you have in your town, the pride that you have in the beauty of trees and what they contribute, including my allergies and the Allegra that I got to take to make sure I can keep them in check. So what I'd like to do is read a resolution to the citizens of Parsippany. I'd like to bring the mayor and council up here to for that reading and for that presentation. Because as the mayor, I think it's very important to read these resolutions because every word in them are significant. In 2016, for the 40th consecutive year, the town of Parsippany-Troy Hills has been named a Tree City by the Arbor Day Foundation Tree Cities USA program. And Parsippany is just 2 municipalities in the state that can boast of having that designation for the entire 40 years of the Tree City USA program, joining Paramus with that honor. And Parsippany has been selected by the state of New Jersey as the host of the milestone 40th anniversary of Arbor Day's Foundation Tree City program. Remarkable event. Isn't that a great accomplishment? And if you really think about it, there's 3,400 communities who participate in this program very strongly. Parsippany being selected as the one to host this, and this is just a great thing. And to continue, the Tree City USA program has been greening up the cities and towns across America since 1976, and is a nationwide movement that provides the framework necessary for communities to manage and expand their greenery. And more than 3,400 communities, including Parsippany, across the nation have made the commitment to becoming a Tree City USA and have achieved that status by meeting the 4 core standards of sound urban forestry management, and especially by our public workers, because without them, a lot of this wouldn't be taking place. And by maintaining a tree board or department, which I just mentioned, having a community tree ordinance, spending at least $2 per capita on urban forestry and celebrating Arbor Day. And this event helps to educate students on the public about the importance of trees and the benefits they provide to improve our environment and enhance our quality of life. Now therefore be it resolved that the Morris County Board of Chosen Freeholders congratulates Parsippany-Troy Hills with 40 years of Tree City designation, an amazing environmental accomplishment, and thanks to town officials, volunteers, students, residents for their great efforts to make this town and our county and our state a better place to live and work for family. Congratulations to you all, and thank you very much.
next speaker is our keynote speaker, John Sacco, Mr. John Sacco. He's from the Jersey State Forest. So John, first I'd like to thank you for coming to Parsippany and taking your time out. I know you must be very busy. So, introduce to you Mr. Sacco.
Thank you, Mayor Guerrero. I appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. It's a great honor to be here up in Parsippany today to celebrate your 40 years of Tree City. It's quite an honor. Also to recognize your efforts here on Arbor Day. In the late 1800s, as the mayor mentioned earlier, the first Arbor Day was kicked off in Nebraska. And there was a recognition of deforestation in the country, and the citizenry was alarmed. And they got together, they band together, and they created this special day. They called it, I believe in the beginning, Tree Planting Day. And of course it quickly spread across the country, and here we are over about 150 years later. We're celebrating it way back east in New Jersey. 150 years ago, we had a vastly different landscape than we have today. I'm sure this area was mostly in cultivation. I spoke with Joe Jannarone earlier in the day, and he said in the 50s and the 60s there were still a lot of dairy farms around here. There weren't a lot of trees. We started to see the recovery in the early 1900s, and here we are today with this awareness and this appreciation for what trees do for communities and ecosystems. I often get asked, when's the best time to plant a tree? And the botanist in me will say, probably March. You know, you can put it in the soil, allow it to have its roots expand before it sends off its shoot growth. It gives it a better chance during the growing season to make it through and deal with water stress. Today for us, of course, the best day to plant a tree was 40 years ago. We get to sit here and enjoy them. 40-year-old canopies surrounding us. Beautiful, beautiful park. We all come out here and we understand what trees do for us. We like to look at them. They're pleasant to look at. They're pleasant to sit under or to stand under. For the most part, they smell good. All our trees here smell good, fortunately. There are many that don't. We like the sounds they generate, especially in the spring during a gentle breeze. They're things our hearts understand. It's easy to feel these things. So if I may, let me just do something for our heads and just talk a little science here about what these trees around you are doing for your community. And you can do this as well. There's a couple things on the internet. You can access the U.S. Forest Service. They have a little program called iTree. And you can put in some very basic parameters and it'll start spitting out these services, these ecosystem services that your trees will provide you. So some facts that we're able to dig up based on your nice little park here. This park has about a 60% canopy cover. So for every 5% of canopy cover, we realize about a 2 to 3% reduction in stormwater runoff. So these trees are helping keep our local waterways clean by breaking up that rainfall, slowing it down, and transpiring some of that water back into the atmosphere. Incredibly important function. And just think about what it was like when we didn't have trees, and we had those rainfalls, and we had that tremendous erosion. It occurred countrywide. It's much better than it used to be. We have a ways to go, but it's certainly much better, and a lot of that has to do with our tree canopies, especially here in the urban and suburban areas. Your trees here in this park filter out an equivalent of about $650 a year in air pollution treatment. That's pretty good. That's cool. It's valuable. We know what trees do to carbon dioxide molecules in the atmosphere, right? They split off that oxygen. They'll take the carbon they'll metabolize it. What they don't use, they'll either excrete or they'll put it away in wood, right? So your trees in this park have sequestered about 44 tons of carbon dioxide every year since they've been growing here. It's a great statistic. It's something to think about when you hear the problems we have with greenhouse effect, global warming. Your trees are helping to clear the atmosphere. The elm we're going to plant today. Some rough calculations. Once its canopy spreads and it gets going, that elm will provide you, residents of Parsippany, about $200 per year in savings in terms of energy reductions, CO2 reductions, air quality improvements, and stormwater runoff reduction. Great services. It's not only pleasant and enjoyable to be here, but you think about what this does for you and the foresight that folks like Joe Jannarone and your initial town fathers and mothers had when they were putting together these public spaces with trees. Just want to speak a little bit about our state community forestry program. We like to think we're the impetus for these kind of efforts. We were established by statute with the mission to provide technical and professional guidance to towns that are willing to establish a community forestry program. Right now we have about 300 municipalities and counties in our program. Last year we issued about $2.3 million in grants to these municipalities and counties to get community forestry programs off and running. With this funding, communities can do tree planting, not just tree planting, planning and management. You look around and you see what your maintenance folks have done for this park. You see some scars on your trees. That's pruning. It's important. You know, these grants and these efforts give us storm-ready trees, which is a very important concept because, you know, we all lived through Sandy and Irene and the derechos and the recent storm events that really messed up our communities and our forest resources in our suburbs and in our urban areas. It's very important to manage and maintain trees. And you see some very good examples of it around here. We're collaborating with our Office of Emergency Management. So now if there's a statewide disaster, we plug right in with the incident command and we can assist communities in dealing with debris removal and storm recovery. We're trying to expand that effort and we're working now with Rutgers and the U.S. Forest Service to become part of what we call the Northeast Strike Team, whereby if one of these disasters after a storm, if it's federalized, we can get into the federal incident command and again assist communities with things like deep debris removal and post-storm recovery. Very important functions. So really, when's the best time to plant a tree? Anytime. Anytime. But it's important not only to plant, but to plan and to manage. So, in 40 years from now, these kids can come back and enjoy the 80th anniversary of Parsippany's Tree City standing. So, thank you all. I want to thank you all for your thoughtfulness and for your efforts and for your stewardship. This is a beautiful place you have here. Keep it going. Thank you.
Today, we have with us Christina Sestero and Joe Sestero, the parents of Essie and Nicole Sestero, who Easter morning, lost a child. And all of Parsippany felt that, I can tell you that. Parsippany lost an angel. We lost a very vital part of our community. And it really, as a, not just a mayor, but as a father, and being in the same circumstance when I was 9 years old. And I'm really delighted that we have our elementary schools here today that we're going to sing Plant a Tree for You tomorrow in memory of Ashley Sestero. We have Eastlake Elementary School, who was very instrumental during the loss of my family back in 1969, and they planted a tree in my brother's memory. And I will never forget that and how important our community is. Intervale Elementary School is also with us. Littleton Elementary School, Lake Parsippany Elementary School, and Mount Tabor Elementary School. Welcome, and we look forward. We're going to do the presentation of the Joyce Kilmer Award. I will call up Bill Comery, the retired director of Paramus Shade Tree and Parks.
Good morning, and it's a privilege to be here and to present the Joyce Kilmer Award. The Joyce Kilmer Award is the highest recognition given by the New Jersey Forest Service and the New Jersey Community Forestry Council. In part, it's given to an individual for vision, commitment, and working for the healthier community forestry. There are many people that would aspire for this award, but this year, the individual that is being recognized is Parsippany's own Joe Jannarone. Presented on Arbor Day 2016. Joe Jannarone, a good friend, colleague, and we've been in this together for 40 years.
Yo.
Thank you very much. Wow.
I would like to call up Mr. John Sacco, the New Jersey State Forester, for the Recognition of Service Award.
One of the responsibilities I have as state forester is to solicit and receive feedback on our community forestry program from a body that is required by statute called the Community Forest Council. Invaluable input to the program. We don't run our program without them, without their ideas, without their energy. This past year, we've had a couple of retirements, and we wanted to recognize these folks for their efforts. Our first recipient is Beth Ann Bazley Begu. Beth is not a forester. She received her formal training in business, and she worked for the Department of Defense in Wall Street. And as she got her young family off to school, when she had a little extra time, she joined the Alapan Shade Tree Committee. And she started that in 1998. In 2000, she was appointed to the Forestry Council. She was a key player in establishing Manalapan's Arboretum, and she was responsible for taking the Arbor Day celebration out of Drumthwacket, which is the governor's mansion, and bringing it out to the municipalities. And the first non-Drumthwacket Arbor Day celebration was in Manalapan, largely through the efforts of Beth Ann. She's been very active in her community, worked in all the schools, elementary through high school, helping out Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts with tree planting projects and community type activities. And while she served on the Forestry Council, she was in our No Net Loss Committee and the Treasure Our Trees license plate effort. And of course, she helped us review a lot of the grant submissions as they went through our process for approval. So please join me in honoring Beth Ann Bazlebegu for her service. The next guy really needs no introduction in the world of community forestry. Bill Comrie has been around. Bill's been around doing this since third, right, Bill? From the beginning. Bill's a landscape architect, certified tree expert. He's a principal and founder of William R. Comrie, LLC, landscape architectural certified tree expert services. I got to know Bill about 6 months ago. It seems like I've known him all my life. Gracious guy, lots of knowledge, just a pleasure to be around. He's served, of course, on the Community Forestry Council as chair. He's a member of the New Jersey Shade Tree Federation, former president, New Jersey Tree Foundation member, and of course instrumental for 46 years on the Paramus Shade Tree and Parks Commission as chairman. Many, many notable community service awards. He's been recognized by the New Jersey State Legislature. Many of the organizations that have recognized him include Greater Paramus Chamber of Commerce, JC's, Paramus Recreation Commission, the Bergen County Veterans Council, and the Bergen County Soil Conservation District. Paramus, along with Parsippany, was the first tree city in New Jersey in 1976. And Bill's very proud to tell you that Paramus holds certificate #1 for the Community Forestry Management Plan, and they're currently working on their 4th plan. Please join me in congratulating Bill Comrie for all of his years of public service.
with the state's community forestry program. I'm here to present this year's milestone awards for the Tree City USA program. The Arbor Day Foundation's Tree City USA program provides national recognition for communities that have made a commitment to the stewardship of their urban and community forests. There are only 16 communities from across the country that have participated in the Arbor Day Foundation's Tree City USA program since its inception in 1976. And I'm proud to say that New Jersey is home to 2 of them. Parsippany-Troy Hills, who we are here celebrating with today, and Paramus, who we celebrated with 10 years ago on the 30th anniversary of Tree City USA. We are happy to recognize the accomplishment of these 2 communities as well as that of the 15 other New Jersey communities that are celebrating reaching a Tree City USA milestone year this year. I'm going to call them up. I want to have representatives here today. So first, celebrating their first year as a Tree City community is the Township of Little Falls. And we have Phil Simone here today to accept their award. All right, also celebrating a first year this year is the city of Woodbury. Next up are the 10th year Tree City USA communities. From the Township of Hamilton, we have the chairman of their Shade Tree Commission, Rob Parker, here today to accept their certificate. I knew that would happen. Sorry, it's coming. Sorry. Sorry. No matter how much you try and get them all in order. Okay, also here today, celebrating their 10th year is the city of Linden. Jeff Kendall, the chairman of their Shade Tree Commission, is here to accept their certificate. Also, with their 10th year is Monmouth County. Kevin Thompson from the Shade Tree Division there is here to accept their certificate of recognition as well. Other 10th year milestone recipients this year that are not joining us are the Township of Millstone, the Borough of Red Bank, and the Borough of Woodcliff Lake. Next up are the 20th year recipients, and to accept their award is Mayor Kennedy of Belvedere. Congratulations. Also celebrating their 20th year Tree City milestone are the Township of Bridgewater, Township of Lawrence, Princeton, and Borough of Winona. There are two 30th year recipients this year, the Township of Piscataway and the Township of Toms River. And last but not least, our two 40th year communities. Congratulations first to Paramus, and Mr. Bill Comrie is here to accept their certificate. And last but certainly not least, and congratulations, thank you for accommodating us today and all the hard work that you put into the celebration and for a beautiful, beautiful forest, Parsippany-Troy Hills. And last is Director of Parks and Forestry. There's a couple other things. community forestry program, the State Forest Service has programs dedicated to state land management, private forest land management, and forest health. We also have the State Forest Tree Nursery and the Forest Resource Education Center in Jackson. Altogether, they work to ensure that 42% of land in the state covered by forests are healthy and resilient for all of us to enjoy, learn, and benefit from. So I encourage everyone to reach out to our foresters and actively engage in all the programming they have to offer. Whether it's receiving free trees grown in our nursery through the Tree Recovery Campaign, understanding how to address emerald ash borer through our emerald ash borer toolkit, learning about state land management, or developing a forest stewardship plan for your private forest land, State Forest Service is here for you and your community. Thank you all.
Before we do the ceremonial tree planting, I just want to give some thank yous to individuals. My confidential aide, Michelle Sylvan, I thank you for all you've done. This could not have been possible without all your hard work. Of course, our Parson Forestry, our Melanie, thank you for all you do in the community of Parsippany. I also want to thank PAC 215, Troop 72, 177, and 215 for the seedlings and planting them and working around the clock. I called Jimmy Walsh, was it Wednesday night, and I couldn't even hear him. The kids were having so much fun putting those trees together. I want to thank Eastlake Elementary School, Intervale Elementary School, Littleton Elementary School, Lake Parsippany Elementary School, and Mount Tabor Elementary School for being here today. Thank you very much. Richard Bornasian, the New Jersey Department Assistant Commissioner, thank you for being here today. Mr. John Sacco, the New Jersey State Forester, Carrie Sargent, thank you. See, we don't fool around here in Parsippany. We give you the best of the best. We give you our cheerleaders, Parsippany High School cheerleaders, thank you. We give you our Parsippany High School choir. I don't know if you know this, and Greg Delakian, thank you. I don't know if you know this, but you also get the New Jersey 2015 New Jersey State Champs and National Champions, the Parsippany High School Marching Band. We have a lot of exciting things going on here in Parsippany, and we're not ranked #1 best place to live by accident. I mean, when I was a kid, trees were like gymnasiums. We climbed them, we played Army in them. Now you got iPhones and iPads, so it's a lot different. But I have to tell you, Parsippany, we get a lot of compliments of Parsippany because we have a great forestry department, we have a great public works department. Every department here is great here in Parsippany, but they like the feel of the suburban, and then you still have that business feel as well. And even our business campuses are beautiful with the forestry that is done there. With that being said, I want to thank everybody for attending here today, and I want to thank everybody, and God bless you all, and we'll get ready for the ceremonial tree planting by the bandstand.